Today I'm going to show you guys how I got this kinky curly V-part install to look like a scalpiana, okay? You can't tell me this isn't my hair, and if you try to tell me that, you're a hater. I'm sorry. I've never been one of the you're a hater girlies, but let's call a spade, okay? This is giving my hair. Like, let's be serious. Not only am I going to show you guys how I installed this hair, but I'm going to give you a full review at the end because I've been wearing this hair for 2 weeks. I wore the hair on a vacation to Jamaica for a week in Dallas. Baby, I know this hair through and through. I have product recommendations and all the goodies. So if you want to see how I got this look and a little bit more information, then go ahead and keep watching. So today's video is sponsored by UNice. They sent me over this 28-inch V-part kinky curly wig. It came with some cute little goodies, including a wig cap and a hairbrush, some lashes, the usual suspects. And before we can go ahead and get into the install, we have to prep our hair. So because I wanted this to look super natural and give very much my hair but longer and thicker vibes, I'm leaving out quite a bit of hair. I'm starting off by parting out my edges in the front, about a ½ inch of edges, and then I'm doing the same thing along the sides and the back of my hair so that I can have a really nice smooth ponytail. This is all of the hair that I'm going to go ahead and leave out. I have it braided out of the way, and now we can work on the leave out at the top. I like to do a little mock try on, so I part out whatever hair I think I need to leave out, and then I clip the hair around that section just to make sure that it'll lay flat, because once you braid your hair down, it's really difficult to adjust how much hair you have left out. So I'm going ahead and clipping that wig right around the part, and as you can see, it's laying really nicely. So now I can go ahead and work on my braiding pattern, since we know that everything is laying, you know, flush. It's giving what we needed to give. So to start the braiding pattern, I'm braiding a really thin braid down the side of my hair and along the back. Instead of going straight back how I normally would, this is going to provide us a nice little anchor braid to sew our wig onto. So I'm doing the exact same thing on the other side, but once I get to the back, I'm connecting those braids together. I'm trying to consolidate the ends so we don't have a lot of hair to sew down at the very end. And I'm doing this so we don't have a lot of braided ends to sew down once the braiding pattern is complete. Next, I'm doing 2 braids around the part and then connecting those braids down in the back, and then I put an additional 2 braids on either side, and this is the finished braiding pattern. Everything laid super flat and I have less than 10 braids in my hair. I'm just taking the ends of the braids and a little bit of thread and sewing those down as flat as possible, and then we could go ahead and get into the actual install of the wig. Now before we do that, once again, I want to try the wig on, make sure everything is laying properly, because we may need to make a few adjustments to the wig before we can sew it down. So I'm taking a nude eyeliner, something that you can see against the wig, and I'm just kind of marking everywhere that's a little bit too big on the wig. When you're clipping it on, it really doesn't matter, but when you sew it on, you want it to be nice and snug to your braids, so it's okay if you have to make some adjustments. I had to cut off about 2 inches in the back, so as you can see, I'm parting out that hair so I can cut in between the tracks. You don't want to cut along a weft. I went ahead and made that mark on the inside, and now I'm just following that line with my scissors, and I ended up cutting off this small section here, including the clip in the back. I also had to cut off a little section on the ear tabs. And once I have the wig customized, I clipped all of the combs out of the inside so it can be really comfortable to wear, and we can go ahead and get into sewing the wig onto our head. I'm just following along the edges of the wig, starting around the part because that's the most important part that you want to lay properly. And then I went ahead and ended that thread, and now I'm going to go ahead and start on sewing the sides. Everything is laying super flat because we customized the cap, and our ponytail is going to be chef's kiss. It's going to be super flat and give kind of almost like micro links vibe. The key to this is to find a hair texture that matches your texture or blend the textures really, really well. And once we have everything sewed around the sides, I'm taking a track off of that little section that we cut off from the back where the comb was, and I'm going to use this to glue around my part. This is a totally optional step. You can stop where we are, use no glue, but I was going on vacation, like I said, and I just wanted my hair to lay really flat. The closer your tracks are to your part, the better your blend is gonna be, in my experience. So I just popped that extra track on there, but you do not have to. And I'm doing the same thing along the sides. This also adds a little bit of fullness because we did cut some hair off of the wig, and now we're just kind of, you know, sneaking it back in there so she's nice and full. And now we can go ahead and get into the styling. I went ahead and wet my hair down just to kind of get an idea of how everything was laying, but the best thing to do is to co-wash your hair. I went ahead and moistened my hair a little bit just to get everything to start to lay how we need it to, and I'm taking a little bit of foaming lotion and brushing that into the tracks. And this is just going to give us a starting point for our blend because we want all of the hair to kind of mesh together. I don't know how to explain it, but it just does something. So I applied a little bit of styling lotion, brushed my hair into the wefts, and then put my scarf on just to get everything started off flat. And then later I got in the shower and co-washed the hair, and that's how I got the curls nice and defined. With kinky curly hair, you can mousse it down, but the best thing to do for the curls is to just co-wash it. And I twisted my hair in with a little bit of the extension hair to blend it. Okay, so this is the finished look. I want to thank UNice again for sending me this hair because I'm obsessed. When I tell you I'm about to keep this wig on replay, okay? When I don't have another wig in, this is going to be like my all the time hair. It's perfect. I'm obsessed with it. Just yes, okay? Just yes.